What is something people should stop romanticizing? Getting the girl back. Ghetto. Gangster life. Lack of sleep. Organized crime. Somehow the mafia is so cool. The grand gesture. It's wonderful when someone does something sweet to show their love and dedication. However, in fiction, the grand gesture is more about the person performing the gesture, not the one receiving it. In real life, it's the little things that mean the most. Hard day at work? Let me make you some tea and rub your feet. Oh, you're also interested in this new show? Let's watch it together. Feeling overwhelmed and nauseous with existential dread? Me too. Let's make snickerdoodles and talk. Doggedly chasing after someone despite repeated rejections. Growing up poor. Shit sucks. It's not a badge of honor. The tortured genius, mentally ill artist image. Mental illness. War. Harley Quinn and the Joker. It's an abusive relationship. Alcohol. As a former bartender, I've seen it ruin so many lives, and the lives of people who didn't drink. It's not worth it. Violence. Cheating. Toxic relationships. If he, she, they are mean to you, that means they like you. And having no emotions and never caring about anything. Mental illness and depression. Celebrities. People creaming their pants over awful people in real life and fiction. Being so busy all of the time. Stop and smell the pretty bouquet. Romeo and Juliet. Drugs. The grind. It's so unhealthy. Soulmates. While it's nice to believe that there is one special person meant just for you, it's not realistic. Everyone has the potential to find someone special to share a life with. And it's important to remember that relationships take work and compromise. The broken soldier trope. Life with someone with PTSD and all the other bullshit is the opposite of sexy shit sucks balls. Being a gangster. Having a stalker. Mental illness. Suicide. Self-harm. Stop trying to build a quirky personality around it and seek help. You are not your illness or the sum of your past mistakes. You have value. Embrace it. Putting actors, K-pop singers or famous person on a pedestal. You can admire them, but being fanatic is just weird to me. Mental illness, self-harm, eating disorders, serial killers. Career climbing at all costs. You know what is at the very end of the rat race? A big paycheck you don't have time to enjoy. A bunch of broken relationships. And burnout. Having a job you care about is great. But work-life balance will keep you alive. Working as a chef. A lot of modern TV shows romanticize the career in ways. But it involves long hours. A lot of time away from family and tons of stress. My hubby was a chef. People need to stop romanticizing kingpins and drug lords, that's just sick. Working in a hospital. It's really much more harder than some people think. Farm and/or ranch life. My mother bought the family farm. 400+ acres. When her mother passed, the upkeep takes a huge amount of work and money. You have to learn how to let things go. It's constant work. And it never ends. If you have livestock, you have to be prepared to care for them year-round. In all types of weather. Can't afford stock tank heaters or don't have electricity in that area. Be prepared to chop ice in your ponds 2 to 3 times per day in the winter. Can't find a cow? Be prepared to saddle up a horse or walk the property yourself to look for them. Cow or horse got hurt? You have to figure out how to get them out of the ravine they fell into. Or up from wherever they are laying. And a dying animal usually doesn't want to get up. Then you have to get them loaded onto a trailer and hope that they stay upright on the way to the vet. If weather permits you to even get to the vet. Forget about having a vet come to you. Most rural areas don't have vets that have the capacity to get there in time in the case of a true emergency. And even a few hours could mean life or death. Cows die of shock more often than you'd imagine. And don't get me started about living in a real farmhouse. Our house is 100+ years old and consists of 4 rooms on the ground level. And an unfinished basement that isn't insulated. When I say 4 rooms, I mean only 4 rooms. 2 bedrooms, a kitchen and the living room. Each room is 25 feet x 30. The bathroom and shower are in the basement, where the temperatures get as low as 45 to 50 degrees in the winter. The foundation needed replaced, as well as the roof. When we moved in, the windows weren't insulated well, so we had to cover them with plastic every winter until we could afford new windows. Outbuildings often aren't insurable because of their condition. Yet you can't afford to replace them if something happens. And the storms. Ugh. Tons of tornadoes and bad winters. We had one ice storm that took out power for 9 3/4 days. We couldn't afford a generator. But melted snow on a tiny propane heater for dog and cat water. Chopped ice on the ponds. Did homework by candlelight. And slept in sleeping bags in our living room. We couldn't even get off of the property for 3 days due to the ice. The road grader went off the road trying to clear it. It isn't cute. It isn't quaint. It's hard work. Many times with no reward other than a sense of fulfillment at a job well done. You have to dig deep. Be resilient and forge ahead even in times of adversity. Many people can't handle it. And it's okay to admit that and be willing to call for help if, when needed.